grasping with these lashes from the whip. Picturing NASA as he grins, but avalanches from my skin. Now the madness of my pen, the only rapture I'll admit that can capture any ear. What you heard, the cries from these losses is absurd, but what I learned, the more righteous get you burned, but the more evil get you served. So what I do, I unleash, I regurgitate this heat fed from the belly of the beast. Machiavelli on repeat, rapping Hail Mary with a priest. Bandana tied tonight, we ride on our enemies, collide with artillery, ducking the sirens if they memory. I'm a marksman, militant, soldiers marching synchronicity, simply guarding symphony. The martyr's ministry, a marvelous mission, brief to keep it rap. Got heads flying like putting feathers in your cap. Agile L, now we'll clap, I fret and stare if we tap. So be prepared for the wrath of the feds who's dispatched. How about the back with the whites giving the blacks? Resurrectional fact, calling this a Kirk Lazarus act. How does Iron Man Avenger? Mother Africa's mad, those hurricanes blocking the path of colonizers, colonizing our I'm in the belly of the beast. Machiavelli on repeat, rapping Hail Mary with a priest. So you see how niggas is blind, taking the lead. Watch your stepfather time shackles your feet. Mother Nature waiting to sleep. I'm in the belly of the beast. Machiavelli on repeat, rapping Hail Mary with a priest. In this seat that you see, I seize and measure the seas. Conquered the kings, monsters, and thieves. Sonnets they sing, honoring me.
Alright, hey, I guess they don't need no introductions, but we is gonna tell y'all why we here, which is the #1 hit. It's flown through not even Okinawa, the world right now, Black Messiah. Alright, so hey, it's doing numbers right now. What it's in there?
Oh, we got two point something, 2.2 million. Yeah, that's insane. And it's
Extremely insane. Flowers are well deserved and given. Hey, congratulations on that well deserved feat.
No, we got to thank the fans for that one, man. That's all about people coming out and showing some appreciation for the art, which is very, very real for both of us, from a production and musician side to a front man performing and sharing some of the deepest parts of his soul, and putting that stuff out there for people to listen to and vibe with, and you know what? Actually put them in a space, right?
So what was the inspiration? I know it's a two-part inspired thing. One with the beat, the sounds, and one with the lyrics. Let's hear the beat side first.
Okay, because there's a story behind that anyway. Okay. So Dre and I have been working together for a little while now, and one of my biggest challenges working with my brother over here to my right is he is very, very particular about what he listens to and how he wants to create with that work. And I respect that because most artists are that way too. He seems to have a higher IQ. Being said, man, when I initially started talking about a project and saying, hey man, let's just do like a really cool like an EP or mini EP together, so people can really see the cohesiveness of the work, and everybody ends up getting a chance to shine on this, because like I'll be able to go ahead and put my foot into a really cool piece of musical work, and then he comes in and just runs the lyric game to the point where it's like, man, this is something we just needed to hear right now. So with that being said, so the initial challenge I think was like we were like what four or five songs in, 4 songs I think in.
5,
Before 5, we'll say 4 to 5 songs in, and then there was a recent conversation, because this is how fast this happened. This was like last week, I think it was, and I got to talking to him about, well, hey man, what kind of beat would you want me to put together for you that would really just make you, go just wow, blow out? And he's like, well, so he's like, I'm just looking for something that's gonna have like that, that church vibe, take me back to church type of thing. And I'm like, all right, cool, challenge accepted. When I initially thought about it, I was in a lull, because my mind was on other genres at the time, so I kind of had to like shift gears a little bit. And for the first time in a long time, I had writer's block, which is crazy because anybody that's experienced it, whether it's on the writing side or on the production side, it can be crippling. Because you're like, I gotta come up with something. I gotta do it. I can't let my homie down. And it's like, man. So I was struggling, and I had this one program that I use it a lot in most of my productions because it's really cool, and it has like these really neat different types of samples and things that you can use as accents inside your work. So yeah, shout out to Output if you guys don't know. The name of the plugin is called Arcade. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Arcade is one of the coldest programs you can use for music production. It's a game changer. So if you don't know, now you know. So I was stumbling through it, and they had just released this new release called Voices. And it was kind of comical because when you look at the picture of it, it looks really kind of weird because it has these sort of caricatures of mouths speaking or saying something, but they're frozen and they're stacked up on top of each other. So you get the immediate sensation, oh, so this is about multiple layered vocals. So I loaded it up and I looked at what they had to select from, and I just randomly picked one. So I went to my keyboard, and as soon as I hit the note, it was like, I don't know, like getting hit with lightning. It was the perfect thing that I needed to hear just to get me inspired. So I literally used that. When you listen to the track, that's the very first thing you hear is those choir voices coming in, just sort of setting the tone. And then I played a piano riff underneath it to give it some extra body. And I just went crazy after that. So for the better part of the argument, I blacked out. And by the time I was done, I had the basis of Black Messiah musically ready to go. And I'm like, man, let me call this dude. Hey, man, I'm about to send you something. And I kicked it over to him. And yeah.
It just went from there.
It just it just took off from there.
All right.
What did you think? What did you think when you first got the beat though?
So it was. I told Unc this. I told Unc this. Cause I saw a video. It was, I think her name is LaShawn Price, and she just started the sermon with, "I promise the Lord that I'm going," and the whole choir was like, "Hold out," and then the drummer was just hitting like the bass, I guess, if that's the right word for it. It was just that doom, and everybody was just like weighing in the water kind of thing, and
just keep the tempo.
And I'm like, man, this is. So that's what really, like, I was like, man, I would love to rap over something like this where it's just like that scene. Just grab a mic and start talking about the gods and all that kind of stuff. So, but when Unc had sent me the beat, I was sitting at Coco's and, my regular, trying to burn the roof of my mouth off. And he sent...
Cool, spicy.
Super.
Some people might not know.
Super spicy. So, so I'm sitting there and he sends me the beat and I click it and I hear that opening vocal and I'm like, oh shit, like that was like, that was the lightning strike that you talked about.
Yeah.
And so I had got my car back too because my loaner car didn't have a speaker in it. I was playing it on the JBL and stuff like that, but it didn't. So it was
the tune.
It was.
I do.
It was
a kazoo.
But it was kind of perfect when he sent, because I was like, I got my car back. I can really blast this on the way back home. And so when I finished my meal, paid for it, and a late night drive back, I put it on blast, and it was like a match made in heaven, And so when I parked, I literally wrote majority of the song like that night. I put the finishing touches on it that following, like during during work hours.
Yeah.
I was in the car writing that song.
Okay.
I don't give a damn. They where's Washington? Washington's in the car. You see the smoke coming out my car. You know what I'm saying? Because
You was in the box.
I was in the, and it's rare for me. I won't say rare, but like when I really get hit with a beat like that, it's like nothing else matters. I don't care what I got going on. They don't need me at work. I will disappear and get that done because I don't want to lose any of the words or the inspiration that's driving like that force. And so when I heard it, it was a rap. I think that's one of the fastest songs that I've ever like heard and put it on paper and then studio like within the week.
Yeah, that was crazy to me too.
Yeah.
Cause like, yeah, man, I'm going to Saki's as soon as possible. I'm thinking like, oh yeah, well, he probably be a couple weeks or something like that. And no, I'm like, within 48 hours, I was sitting on the 2-track from Saki, and nephew was like, hey, I'll go ahead and do your thing. So I had to take off my producer hat, put on the mastering engineer hat, and it's a different, it's a whole different vibe when you're doing that. And I even found myself using different tools while I was going through the process. Because I have a whole bunch of presets that I've saved over the amount of times that I've done production work for him. So everything sounds like it came from the same factory. And I do that on purpose, obviously, because you want to have a tone and a sound that's particular to that artist. Unless, of course, the artist says, hey, I want to sound like this. And then you go ahead and you adjust. But for all of the work that I've been doing for him, it's always like his stuff sounds exactly the same sonically, not lyrically or musically, but it always sounds like Dre. And again, that's because of the preset work. But for some reason, going through this one, I kind of approached it differently. I paid more attention to like the intonation and making sure that he didn't have any whistles or any weirdness going on in his vocal. So I added a few extra things on the front end to try to contain that, because Saki's mic is a really good mic and it catches everything. But sometimes in the recording process, you don't want to catch everything. You just want to have a good, clean vocal. So that's just a matter of preference and taste, obviously, from an engineering standpoint. But it's always well recorded, which is that's a blessing for anybody that's doing the mixing part and for me being the final QC dude for how it's going to sound before it goes out for human consumption. It just makes my life way easier. So shout out again to Saki, because that's a bad dude, man. Don't sleep on him. He's one of the coldest recording guys on this island, hands down, 100% period. So after again boxing it up and doing my thing to it, I sent it right back to him, and it was like, okay, what we doing next? Because you get the thumbs up from the customer. The next thing is like, all right, man, let me go ahead and get this thing out so people can hear it. So I put it on SoundCloud first, because that's sort of my baseline releasing point for all the work that I do. It makes it a little bit easier for me to move it into like Spotify, Apple, and all the other external programs and agencies that promote and have our music stored on their sites.
And what's the SoundCloud for the people who don't know?
Oh man, SoundCloud, real easy. Furious Labs. Done deal. I try to keep it simple for you guys. So if you know how to say Furious Labs Productions, or you know how to hit Google and type all that in,
It's there.
it pops right up. So once that was done, then it was a matter of, hey Dre, let me get your info, because I want to make sure he gets his cut, right? So he gives me what I need, and as I'm going through the uploading process, the coolest thing happened. I'm a goofy dude when it comes to stuff like this, but as I'm putting my information in, automatically it pulls up Dre's stuff. And I was like, oh shit, he's already in the system. So let me just go ahead. I'm already tracking. Put it in, boom, no guesswork. And I was like, yo, bro, it's gonna kick back to you and let you know that you're ready to go ahead and run it out through your channels, because he goes through DistroKid. So yeah, again, it felt like there was a lot of divine intervention behind this track, because everything is happening so quickly. Like, you absolutely need to get this out right now, like yesterday.
Stars are alarm type now.
Yeah, for real. It felt like that. I don't know how you felt about it, but that's the way I saw it. You heard me say that a while back. It's like lightning in a bottle.
Right.
And yeah, I had to let that lightning out, bro. So let's talk about Instagram real quick.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So I put it on in my Instagram, and of course he's gonna run it on his. And I said, okay, let me put a little bit of marketing behind it. And, you know, because at the end of the day, man, and this is a conversation I have with a lot of artists, they swear up and down people are just going to come find them. That's not how it works. It really doesn't. Unless you just happen to be singing a song next to Berry Gordy and he heard you, it's just not going to go down like that. So
They say prayer without work is dead.
dead, yes. And you can send it as flowers. But
Damn.
you
Damn.
it's just real, bro. You know me. So we did that. We did a little bit of marketing, and all of a sudden, man, again, gasoline draws, and somebody threw a match at us, and we started paying attention to it when it hit like what, 200,000, 300,000.
Yeah, around like 250.
Yeah, right around 250K. I started getting nervous. I was like, wait a minute. This is exceeding anything I've ever put out. I mean, on some of my stuff on the gram, it's like, yeah, you know, you got your little 220, 230, 100 here, 80,000 here. But this was a juggernaut. And it kept going. So fast forward like 2 or 3 hours later.
Hours?
Yeah, bro.
It got to a million
Hours.
fast. Yeah.
Not days, but hours. Hey, look. It's at 9:22. I think it's gonna hit a mill by 2200, 10 o'clock for you folks that don't know military time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, word? You think so? Yeah. 2203?
Yeah.
1003.
Yeah.
1 million.
So how many days total would you say?
Less than 3 days.
Less than 3. Yeah. A million in less than 3 days.
Yeah, oh definitely. Well, the million was like a day and a half.
Them album numbers.
The 2 million was as of yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. So within 3 days, it's already gotten 2 million views. I've been getting some subtle feedback from people. Because, you know, on the gram, man, most people don't really give a shit. They just like, oh, that's neat, and then keep it moving. So if somebody actually takes the moment to hit you up and say, hey, that's pretty cool, that means something to me. And I know it definitely means something to Nephew, that people are paying attention. Because, I mean, that's kind of the whole point, is that we want you to hear what we have to say, because we think it's important and it's something that will, you know, it'll help you out. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. So I guess the next thing is video.
Yeah.
So we got to chop that up. We've been talking to the voice of God that you keep hearing out there as we're doing this interview. The back porch specialist, my nephew, just plain Stu.
There we go.
All right, there you go. We can't be giving out the biblical names and whatnot.
I got people looking for me.
Yeah, we gotta keep it a buck. So
Speaking of a video, you got anything in mind? Like, you have like your ideal motion picture to put visualization to your words.
yeah, because he and I've already talked about it, but we really want to know what you think.
Honestly, and y'all gonna hate me for this, and it kind of goes into just like, I won't say my ethos or whatever, but it's not that I don't visualize, but I don't sit on my own records for long. You know, like I'll make something and then I'm already like, I'm trying to find like the next beat to write to. Like even with performances, you know, I don't even remember like damn near half of my own lyrics and stuff. Cause I just, it's like a workhorse, you know, and I'm bad at that, you know, so that's why, like, you know, when it comes to videos and that kind of thing, to kind of push it, like, it's not that I've forgotten about it, but it's like that pressure of like, I have to keep making more music, like I can't stay here too long, you know, and it's just, it's a anxiety thing that I have, but it's always like, I'm always like just searching for the next beat.
So that's gonna prompt me to ask you a really serious question. What are you chasing?
I guess just like immortality. That's
Man, you couldn't be no more profound than that. But yeah, exactly. But I mean, because I'm listening to what you're saying, it's like there's a little bit of ADHD in there, but that's fine because that just keeps you moving. But I feel like you're trying to catch something, and immortality that's a pretty big thing to try to get after. If you had to surmise or summarize everything that you've done up to this point, what do you feel like was the most profound thing you've done?
honestly our record, Black Messiah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Because you've had some really dope pieces of work, man.
Yeah.
Like,
This dude's sitting on a gold mine worth of beautiful, beautiful music and lyricism. I told you this, but I have to tell the world this. I was bumping Black Messiah in my whip, headed to lunch with one of my homies, a brother from the West Indies. And he's also a very astute, very, very learned dude. And we're talking back and forth, and your stuff is straight BGM at this point. And all of a sudden he's like, "Hey man, is that KOD?" I looked at him, I was like, "No." He's like, "Who is that?" I said, "That's my boy Dre, man." He said, "Wait a minute. Is that one of your beats?" I was like, "Yeah." Holy shit. Literally. Holy bro. I feel like I'm sitting in a car with somebody super famous right now. And I was like, "Really?" He's like, "No, I'm not kidding. Like this music, I honestly thought this was something that was industry already." I said, "Well, maybe it already is. You know, this is all about manifestation and putting things out into the universe. So maybe it is." But I appreciate the comment though, because that meant a lot to me. You know, to have one of your homies who's never really gotten into your work like that. I mean, he's heard my instrumentals. You know, because he's up there asking if I can throw him one for his podcast. I'm like, "Oh yeah, dude, say less." But to hear him immediately relate you to somebody in the industry, that says a lot. That means that you got the voice. You have the thing that people want to hear. And once he started listening into, because I had to tell him the story, I said, "Hey, are you listening to the words? Do you recognize the story he's talking about right now?" Right? And he's like, "Well, yeah." I said, "There you go." Then he did his job. He did his job. I did my job. That's the whole point of it. You know? Yeah, it is. Right?
yeah.
Yes, sir.
So back to the first question. I know you say you move on a lot from a lot of your other music because you're searching for the next beat, the next thing, the next muse. But for this one specifically, because it is hitting a little bit different, you know, if you could just for a second just visualize yourself doing something to relate, what would be an idea? Ain't nothing got to be too detailed right now, something like that, but just the concept.
Cause how I picked, listening to it, and because we were here the other night watching, the Minister Farrakhan and the Black Panther Bobby Seale, those brothers, and I guess where even I'm not centered in the video, but it's like a compilation of all the Black Messiahs that have existed throughout America or just history in general, and just have those fiery sermons, as well as you see pictures of the Fruit of Islam doing their drill or having the Black Panthers doing their thing. It's just all compiled, and maybe just towards the end, I'm sitting on a podium and just rapping, I guess towards the end, that last stretch where, Matthew 10:34, "I bring a sword, bring the chorus as I ride upon my horse," and then it just all kind of crescendos towards that moment. I guess that's how I visualize it, something where in the song's concept that I'm continuing that lineage of the Black Messiah,
The prophetics.
Right.
Yeah.
So
okay. That's legit. I guess we got work to do.
Oh yeah, I know that it's already in my head right now. I ain't gonna say it on camera, but hey,
It's coming.
it's dumb.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. I mean, I guess the last thing is it's always that moment right before you put something out there when you think that I dot all my T's and I cross all my I's. Did y'all get that feeling, or was it like when it was done, it was just done? Like, let's go ahead and put it out there.
I felt like it was done.
Yeah.
To be honest, man. But it's kind of like that with us anyway.
Yeah.
We have a really cool, like, musical relationship.
Mm.
Like we said earlier, we're like 4 or 5 songs in already.
Yeah.
And we've never really had, discord in regards to our musical work together. It's always usually, hey, that was tight. I'm going to the stoop. Or, hey, Neff, I got this joint, man. Let me know. And he'll let me know. It's very rare that we end up in a stalemate. Because typically it's just about, giving my perspective from the musical piece, and then he gives me his perspective from the lyrical spot, and we just like, it just locks in. And I've been really, really fortunate with them, because I've had other folks that I've worked with where it didn't always come out like that. So to me, it was like, when I say divine intervention, I'm not kidding, man. It was like, because again, just the speed in which this happened lets me know that it's like, yeah, we need to go ahead and wrap this up and get it out, because it's important. It ain't just important to us, it's important to everybody.
The world, obviously,
Yeah.
with many people watching, views.
Yeah. So, and apparently I ain't wrong, because the numbers don't lie. Math is empirical, so definitely appreciate that. If for the fans and the folks that are following us, we love you, and we appreciate every moment you spend with us, because you could be doing all kinds of other different things, but for you to take 3 minutes and 30 seconds out of your day to listen to what we're doing, that is like, that's the world to us. It really is. It's super important, and if you don't hear it now, you'll probably hear it again later. So we thank you for that.
100%. Shoot, before we go, make sure y'all shout both y'all Instagrams out once more, and then it's y'all chance if y'all any save rounds in the last things, shoot them out though.
On Instagram, it's Furious Labs _21.
I gotta change my answer. Sorry. Cause mine a little. I'm forgetting how to spell it sometimes.
You're a little off color with it.
We've not been there before.
Oh my goodness.
But my Instagram is Kjohnny Kamara, KIJANI KAMARA. Follow me. Give us some give us some feedback. It's all necessary.
Yes, sir.
And
it's all about the growth.
Yeah. So, and going off of like how fast we put this out, and that's rare for me, because me, I like dropping albums,
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
And I don't, singles and EPs and stuff like that. But now, like, I'm starting to,
expand your consciousness.
Expand my consciousness on that, because I just.
That's my fault, though.
No, that's good, because I'm always trying to curate like the next album project, and so, and that's why I hold Black Messiah as like because I do have some songs that I favor that is in my catalog that aren't out yet, but Black Messiah was like the first one where it was just like, man, like there's no words for it. Like, I can't sit on this until I drop a whole album.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
It has to be.
Yeah.
It has to be out now.
No. I'm with you, bro. I'm 100% with you on that one. Some things just can't wait, And then I'll say the one thing, because I know Stu is gonna probably ask it anyway. How do we follow up?
Yeah.
How do you follow up to something like that?
Scary.
That's scary. That's scary, because the way it came into fruition, and the level of attention that it's getting right now, that's a lot of pressure. That is a whole bunch of pressure. I'm cool with pressure. As a matter of fact, I love pressure and I love failure. The reason why I love failure is because it teaches you stuff. Anybody that wins all the time never really learns anything. When you fail, you learn a lot. And if you're okay with self-actualization, meaning I'm okay with looking at my faults and doing some changes and moving things around that will help me get to that next level, then failure is absolutely your best friend. You know. But even with that said, I feel like even with the pressure, he's going to end up producing something else for me. And just like I'm going to end up producing something else for him because we have a good relationship with each other. We trust each other. We're family. And, you know, family never screws over family. At least not in my world. So it's all good.
All right, man. Y'all heard it here first. Stay tuned for way more content to come. If y'all ain't checked it out yet, make sure y'all go on Instagram and check out Black Messiah, Furious Labs. Come on.
Kid-Johnny Kumar. Or just DeAndre. That's my
DeAndre.
Yeah, DeAndre.
His Instagram, you know. And, hey, we
You
in
got
there.
the alphabet name.
Let's see how long it take us to get to 3 million. Hey, why stop?
Shoot, that'd be crazy. 3 mil, man. That's like Carter 3 numbers, you know. Like,
Yeah.
It's,
Get them.
No. All right. Appreciate y'all for tuning in again. Hey, show don't stop. We're gonna cut for now. We out.
Love you guys.
love y'all too.